What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I wanted to talk about playing semi-professional football. What's up? Before I do that, make sure you press that subscribe button and that bell notification. Not three things, but two things. Well, I guess you can press that thumbs up button as well. I was actually, just to give context, I was homeschooled my whole entire life, K through 12. I was never in a classroom until college. And I had always wanted to play sports. I saw all my friends, they were playing sports, and I had always wanted to play sports. You play sports in homeschool leagues, but it's not really super competitive, I would say. It wasn't extremely challenging, and I played soccer and baseball, but I wanted to play like basketball and football. And I didn't play those. So when I went to college, I started playing with the college team at St. John Fisher. It's a D3 team. And I talked to the coach probably in the springtime of the semester that I was going to be going there. And then throughout the spring and summer, I think it was, or something along these lines, we started practicing. We had these, like 3 a week, we had practice, or we had gym. We had lifting sessions, and there was a program you were following. And then there was another 1 or 2 days a week where there was drills in the gym, like agility, speed type of drills. And so I was doing that with them over the summer. And then when the fall came around, I think I was around 21-ish or 22, and I had decided to get an apartment with some buddies. And I decided to buy a car. So I bought a car, and my payment was like $200 a month. And then, I got an apartment, and I had to pay, whatever that was per month. Probably something really cheap, somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $500 a month, I would bet. And back in the day, like when I was in school, and this is just trying to work part time to pay for these things. So to me, that was a decent amount of money at the moment. And I stopped with the college team. Then the following year, I hooked up with my buddy who was playing for a semi-professional team, and he had played in college as well. So, but he had actually played. I was just like in the process of getting ready to play. And so I went down with them, and I started playing with this team called the Southern Tier Diesel. So I don't know what federation it was in, but I think there was Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, Syracuse, New York, Troy, Erie, like Pennsylvania, the Southern Tier Diesel team, and maybe like 3 or 4 other teams. There was maybe a total of like 8 to 10 teams. And practice was like 2 times a week, or sometimes a light practice on Saturdays, if there wasn't a game or something like that. And that was fun. It was full pads, so you had a helmet and full pads. I never played like that before. That was a ton of fun, and that's something that I had always wanted to do. I had always wanted to play sports. I had always wanted to play football, and then being part of a team after so many years of like wanting to do something like that, and then having that opportunity to do that is just very, it was very rewarding. We sucked balls really fucking bad. It was about an hour and a half drive to practice, and then you practice for a couple hours, and then you drive back. But it was a ton of fun. I actually fractured both of my, I don't know what the bone is, but the bone going up towards your toes. From all the running, I was wide receiver, and I fractured both of them just from all the really, really hammering myself in the, not in terms of getting hit, but just in terms of repetitive practice perpetually. It's not something maybe my body was used to, but it was a ton of fun. And speaking of that, in my foot, there's a lump there, because I actually didn't know. I just thought it was a sprain. I was like, damn, my foot's so sore. And this was like weeks later. And it wouldn't get better. It was just always like sore. My foot actually happened with both feet, but they were called hairline fractures. So if you had something like this, it would like kind of split like this way across or down or something. But it was such a thin crack you couldn't see it, so it just healed that way and probably had like calcium buildup or something. And that's where I get that lump on my foot from. And that actually happened on both of my feet. Maybe it was the cleats the way I stepped or something like that. But both of them got fucked up. But the whole entire time, it was a blast. Like, being in that environment, and more looking back on it after fact is understanding that that is something that I wanted to do, and I wasn't cognizant or conscious of how life plays out and how important it is, the things that we put in our mind. But that's what I had been telling myself that I wanted to. That was the one thing that I had wanted to do is when I was homeschooled, was play sports. So not being able to play sports, I had always wanted to play sports, and then I was like, well, I was going to play in college, but then I decided that moving out and buying a car was more important. That's what was going on in my life at that moment. So I think I fucked up one car. I had a car, and then I fucked that car up. I blew up the engine, so I had to buy a new car. And at the right around the same time, I had a bunch of friends who were moving out, so I decided to move out with them. Anyways, so to put that out there into existence and then realize how it manifests down the road. And on a little side note, the Southern Tier Diesel, look at the acronym for that, was STD, Southern Tier Diesel. So during our huddles, we would do something, we would be chanting, and then we'd be STDs. That was our, let's go STD, or so. I don't remember what it was. Very childish because we're grown men, right? But understanding how these things play out years and years later, and I'm still noticing this now, today, about so many things, whether it's my relationship, whether it's the money I'm making, whether it is how I'm traveling, the way I am in the gym, or other things. And realizing that the things that we put out there come through in different ways in life, and if there's a desire or something like that to do whatever it is that you want to do for whatever reason, be open to the possibilities of how these things can manifest themselves in your life. Oh, I can smell that my food is burning, so I have to go, but I hope you guys fucking have an amazing weekend. If Easter's something that you celebrate or is important to you, I hope you have a crazy, awesome Easter, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.